This is as close as I have to a before shot of the chair, and basically it was a Cosco Hamilton 1950's chair that the top flipped up so you could stack it more easily, and I got it for $5 at a thrift store. But it had the vinyl that you can see over there in the corner covering that padding, and I basically just ripped off the vinyl, but it kept getting stuck in the edge, and I also ripped off the padding, but it was also getting stuck in the edge, and so I ended up just eventually taking the top apart from the bottom, and then also the chair was kind of rusty, and so I ended up so I had to try and like scrape the padding off of the chair because it was stuck on, and I ended up using some different products to remove the rust. This is basically what I was trying to do before I figured out I could remove the top part from the bottom part. This part's kind of hard to explain, so just bear with me. But basically, this chair was meant so that the bottom could flip up and you could stack it more easily with other chairs like it. So the pole that was connecting that chair, or the bottom to the rest of the chair and to the top of the chair, it was screwed down, and so I just basically unscrewed the screws and took off the black part and saved the screws for later so that I could detach them, but there was also other things holding together. Here we basically just flipped the tabs up so that we could pull the top apart from the bottom after unscrewing the thing that held the pole to the chair. And my dad did this part, so thanks, Dad. After we separated the top from the bottom, we took out all the padding we could that wasn't rusted down, and then we tried to use a wire brush, which didn't work, to remove the rest of the rust. Here I just followed the instructions on the package and wiped the product all over the surface of the chair that was rusty. This is what the chair looked like after I used the Rust-Oleum and scrubbed it with a wire brush. It's kind of shinier. There's still a little bit of rust, but it's okay because I'm going to cover that part up. For the cushion of the chair, I used an old mattress pad that we had lying around that was really beat up, and I traced the bottom of the chair around it, and I cut it out. So to cover the chair, I used some discount fabric from Joann's that was really soft, and it wasn't quite wide enough, so I had to cut it into 2 strips that I sewed together to make it wide enough, but I accidentally sewed it good side to bad side, and my mom got really mad about that, but it turned out okay. And then I just used duct tape to attach it to the bottom of the chair, because I was going to squish the fabric between the top half and the bottom half of the bottom of the chair, and so I wanted it to stay tight because it would be really hard to hold on to while I squished it down. So and then after that, we just used the screws to reattach it to the chair because we didn't want to use the tabs in case they broke, and then we wouldn't be able to reattach fabric to the chair. This is how the chair turned out. I really like it. You can kind of see here where this part is a little bit lighter than this part because I sewed it good side to bad side. So, yeah. But I just put I wedged the fabric in between the top half and the bottom half because that's how the fabric was originally attached to the chair. And I used duct tape to secure it so that it would be tight when I was pushing it down. And then we did not fold down the tabs. As you can see, that's a tab that's not folded down right there. We just used the screws, and it's really comfy. And that's the finished product.